some reason, oh, here goes the live. I was like, where's my live? Yes, welcome. I went to compost, and then my silk shirt, Erin said, smelled like sweat, so I washed it, which is why my kitchen is a mess right now, but you know what, it's fine. We shall make do. Welcome to Sunday. I bought a lot of stuff for the Budget Eats shoot that's coming up next week. My fridge is very full. And I brought some fruits. Unfortunately, I was supposed to use blueberries. I bought 2 containers. They're really gross. Like, I ended up throwing about half a container away, and they absolutely taste like nothing, and they're all smushy. And I'm now debating if I even want to use the other container that's slightly better off for the Budget Eats, or if I should just substitute something else, because unfortunately I really wanted to buy blueberries at the farmer's market, but that particular farm didn't take credit card. And so for reimbursement purposes, I had to use the company card, and I couldn't buy it there, and I was kind of really bummed out. So I just ended up buying other stuff that weren't going to be available at the farmer's market, like bananas and mangoes at a store. And that store had, you know, blueberries that weren't great, and I found out when I came back just how not great they were. Like, a lot of them were kind of like mushy and moldy on the bottom, so I picked through it. I spent like 25 minutes picking through it. These are what survived, but you can see that, like, there's some that are really sad. I think they're edible. Let me show you what I made earlier today. I took some of our ginger syrup, the rest of it crystallized in the bottle, so I just poured some water in. I dumped out all the syrup that could have been dumped out, and I made some candied walnuts with it. What I did was I had these knobs of ginger that were slightly moldy too, so I carved away the bad parts. I sliced them real thin, and then I cooked them down in the ginger syrup to candy them. And then as the caramel was turning amber, meaning that it was reaching that hard candy stage, I threw in some toasted walnuts and I just stirred it. And as you can see, some of the sugar got crystallized, but if you ever bought those like Nuts for Nuts vendor bags of like little tiny candy nuts on the street, this is exactly what that tastes like and smells like. It's kind of like a almost like a powdery, crunchy candy exterior, and then you have little knobs of ginger that was a little too strong for Erin, but I love. Ginger and walnuts, one of my favorite nut and fruit combos. Eating crystallized ginger with toasted walnuts is like amazing for me. So what I'm gonna do, I bought some nectarines. They got really smushed in the bag because I think I bought like 30 pounds of groceries, and I was having a really tough time being gentle with them all because they were just in the same bag. And these got really smushed, and skin's kind of broken and all, so I think we should eat them soon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to basically cook the blueberries down with the ginger syrup, and I'm gonna toss the nectarines in there too. And we're just gonna make another trash cake. Why not? We're gonna make a trash cake while I eat yesterday's trash cake. So that's what you're in for. I have no further plans. I also bruised a pear real bad. That got like really bruised, so we're also just gonna eat that pear. Fred is very asleep on my bed, but maybe if I knock enough bowls and bags around, he'll think we're gonna feed him again and he'll come. Trying to catch up on your chats. The ginger syrup, just go to, just Google simple syrup delish recipe and you'll find it. It's literally just sugar, water, and ginger boiled together. I'm gonna cook the blueberries first. So you can see there's still a little bit of crystallized sugar on the bottom. We'll try to lift that off. We're just gonna pop in our really sad bloobs. Wait for that to turn into a jam of sorts. I love ginger too, but unfortunately Aaron doesn't. Aaron, do you want some pear?
Some what?
Pear.
Sure, yeah.
Ooh, that's a really good pear. Really nice and soft and juicy. Fragrant. Super sweet. I got 3 of them for $1. Quite amazing. I know it's a good pear. Aaron is very picky about pears. So when he says it's a good pear, it's a good pear. I've never made ginger beer. Oh man. Oh, just bit the side of my tongue. That's gonna hurt. Alright. I've never made ginger beer, but I've definitely made ginger bug before, and I really like that drink. But it did get a little too fizzy, and it got me kind of woozy. Let's taste this nectarine. Nice. Looks really good. Ginger bug is basically like ginger ferment, and it tastes a little bit like kombucha because it's naturally fizzy. You basically combine organic ginger, unpeeled, well washed, with sugar and water, and you leave it out at room temperature, and you wait for it to ferment, and it gets nice and bubbly, and then kind of like kombucha, you can dilute it and brew it with other fruit juices, liquids, whatever you want. Google is your best friend. Aaron, do you want to try a really good nectarine?
Sure.
Are you done with your apple yet?
Yeah.
Or pear? Let me give. You want a full or a half? Such a good nectarine. Smells so good. Smells like nectar.
Thank you. Oh, it does smell
So I like to cut the nectarine in half, give it a twist, have it release, and then have the remaining half and twist it off the pit. Usually it's a clean twist if it's not a clean pit fruit, but because this one is bruised, a lot of it is coming off of the pit. But it was really good. Fred is in the bedroom, guys. Can't have him here all the time. I know you love him. I'm gonna peel some of these nectarines right off. Give them a little chop, drop them into the cauldron. I feel like I've had better luck with nectarines tasting sweet, but peaches have a undeniable allure as well. Wow, this is a really good nectarine. Just tender and juicy and soft, but still got a little bit of integrity and fiber to it. I think I'm gonna pick out some of our candied ginger pieces and drop them in there because I think it's gonna add a nice bit of spice, sweetness. I did coat them with cinnamon too, so it's like really spice-tastic. And I'll probably put in a little bit of walnut in later too. I just don't want the walnuts to get soggy. We can rehydrate the ginger pieces a little, not the walnuts. Not a fan of nectarines. For reals, for reals? Gonna let that cook. Meantime, let's get some cake batter going. Maybe I'll put some nectarines on the bottom of the cake. They are super tender. Oh man, the cinnamon from the ginger is lifting off now. I smells it. Smells good. Maybe what we can do is mix directly in this bowl. And then I won't have to wash another one, and we can just cook it in here. Like a one bowl cake situation. Here's the chocolate cake that we made yesterday. This is the one remaining, and it's a little drier today. Not bad, but definitely needs a little bit of candied walnut or something. little bit of yogurt, some chia maybe. That was about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. This was about, I don't know, 1/3 of a cup of yogurt. Some chia and flax, you know the deal by now, to give us some structure without eggs. It's definitely getting there. Gonna use up the rest of this oat flour. $40 of it. I'm gonna transfer my wheat flour to this smaller container. Something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And I'm going to add some oat bran, 30 grams of it. Probably gonna need a little more oat bran. Okay, that was 53 grams of bran in total. Gonna go in with 1/4 teaspoon baking soda maybe, and one teaspoonish, 3/4 teaspoonish of baking powder. Gonna mix that in. Then I'm gonna go in with a little bit more cinnamon. And a little bit of really old ground ginger. Smells and tastes like dust. Probably is at this point. Okay, so far there's no sugar in this batter. Just gonna taste. Okay. I'm thinking, do I want to add the white nectarines in there and then put the sauce on top? Or not? They're both sweet, but I feel like it might be a little bit better for this to go in there. So. It's gonna be a purpley cake. Or like a gray cake, I guess. Whoops. When blueberry and like purple stuff meet baking soda, they turn into this really gross green color. It's, I don't think you can avoid it, unfortunately. All right, let me taste the batter. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yum. Very sweet. Love it. We're gonna put the finishing touches. Cake slices, or rather nectarine slices. Yes, what a delight. Lovely. Okay. Going into the microwave. I'm gonna start with 5 minutes and then we'll see. How will this nectarine taste on the chocolate cake, do you think? I don't know if it was the same micro cane, guys. We might have a few in this neighborhood. Is it just as easy as adding something acidic to change the color back? I didn't know that. I guess it makes sense. 2 minutes in and I'm already smelling the oatmeal cooking. I love that smell. It's so comforting to me, like almost like milky. Okay, but what happens when that motorcyclist isn't a penis possessing person though? Or does that just happen less frequently? Oh dang, I forgot to put the walnuts in the cake. Oh well. We'll just crumble it on top. Alright, I'm gonna take a bite of the chocolate cake with a nectarine on top. You don't really taste the nectarine's flavors anymore, but it does add a nice little juicy, sweet hit to the cocoa. It makes the cocoa taste less cardboardy. It's so moist in there, I can't see anything. Cannot see a thing. Steamy. I looked up the trailer for Reservation Dogs, which one of you recommended when I was asking for TV show recs. It looks really funny and interesting, and I'm into it. So I'll keep you updated if I actually start watching it, but these mangoes smell good. I just wanted to ask, is that a play on Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs? Or is there no relation? Ooh, that is a very moist cake, indeed. I'm gonna go for 2.5 minutes longer. It looks like it's puffed up, but it looks still underdone. Very wet. Mayhaps too wet. Some of you were asking how I bake without measuring. That's how you make really weird cakes. have to eat these leftovers. I have some like really leftover black bean soup. I have one more piece of my smoked tofu that I defrosted yesterday. And then Aaron bought a roast chicken and he's left me like my favorite bony parts. So
Very generous.
very generous, and there's also quite a lot of meat on this one, you know. So I guess I'll get started on these leftovers. I really need this fridge clean as hell tomorrow so that I could start just stuffing it full of leftovers and prep stuff and all the things that's giving me anxiety. It's summer. I'm probably not gonna make stock, guys. It's just too much. Stock, you need time for that flavor to really infuse into the water, and when it's this hot, it's truly just not worth it for me, unfortunately. So I don't believe I will be making any sort of stock with this for my own uses or for the budget eats coming up. Besides, I feel like I've already shown what you can do with scraps to turn into stock, so I don't think we need to repeat that thing every single episode. Really wet, guys. Like almost horrendously so. But I do think it is baked. It has peeled from the sides. I think it is just very, very wet. So we'll let it rest. And we'll let my microwave air out a little bit. Be honest, if Fred were to never make another appearance on these lives anymore, would you guys stop watching? I feel like some of you legitimately would. That's okay. We'll just have to start an only Fred. Wow, look at this plop of tofu with just horrendously mushy black beans on top. How delicious is that, huh, guys? Switching from dessert to entree. If you've never had smoked tofu, it's quite fun. It comes pre-packaged, and it has like a, I know it's covered in black beans right now, but it's still got like a very tan color, like smoked meat does. And it's usually very firm, so, excuse me, I just had a burp. If you like smoked things, smoked tofu, you should give it a try. Really good with marinades, grilled, stir-fried, eaten raw. Whoa, I didn't know Trader Joe's had smoked tofu. That's pretty cool. Eliza, it's a little bit different because the smoked process gives that tofu like a very kind of almost like a little bouncy skin of sorts. And the texture itself is very firm. I don't know if you can see, but it's like a very firm tofu. I'm tired. The vegan cookbook sold to the highest bidder for 67 bucks. Pretty good. I got it matched by my company, so we will be, I guess, donating 134 bucks to Linda's recommendation of Food Not Bombs. Pretty happy with that. Guys, do you think for the budget eats next week I should not use like my more expensive appliances like Vitamix? Should I just keep it simple? Stove, microwave, maybe like a little tiny food processor, but don't involve any other appliances. Keep it simple, just manual labor all the way through. Oh, sorry, Stephanie. I actually was really distracted at 10 p.m., so I didn't even check it until this morning. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip the Vitamix. I'm going to try to keep preparation this week really simple. One, because it is summer. I truly don't want to be in this kitchen longer than I have to. Two, I feel like a genuine concern for a lot of families who might be on the lower income spectrum is they don't have time. They're working a lot of shittily paid jobs, maybe 2-3 jobs, taking care of their kids, and they just need the recipes to be as simple as possible. Obviously, it's going to be a very different Budget Eats because I feel like a lot of what makes Budget Eats like a spectacle for people is the fact that I do a lot of intensively laborious, crazy shit, but maybe this could just be a change for both me and the viewer of like lower effort, shorter time, less requirements, and just feed people. And I also think, like, I'm obviously not going to be like, I'm doing the EBT/SNAP/food stamp challenge, because I'm not. But I think, just want to use this episode as a way to bring awareness to the fact that A, our government needs to pour more monetary resources into programs that actually support people eating well. Two, linking them to potential services that might help them eat better and more and well. So raising awareness about the food share in South Carolina, as well as the fact that, like, if you qualify for SNAP and you're a participant, you can get up to $10 free in farmers market tokens if you spend $10 of your EBT funds at the farmers market. Like, that was amazing to learn, because the farmers market has a lot more flavorful produce grown by local growers, and if you basically get like $10 on top of the 10 that you're already spending, you're basically paying half the unit price that produce is going for, which actually makes it fairly affordable compared with your conventional grocery stores. So just trying my best to like be a resource and to put in some limitations and restrictions that households might experience, but also not going like overboard with the narrative that I'm living this lifestyle, because obviously I still have all of these resources that others might not. So still thinking about it. Still thinking about the best way to package it. You have Lidl on Long Island? I haven't seen any Lidls in Queens. I've only seen it in Europe. Please mention that accent is MSG. I don't want to be pushing my MSG propaganda every single episode. I feel like it'd be overkill. And honestly, you know, if people don't want to eat MSG, it's not my problem. It's their problem. They're missing out. Whatever. People don't want to eat spleen or try it once before they die. That's fine by me. I remember in college, everybody kept telling me that, like, oh, June, you should try drinking. Oh, June, you should try weed. Like, people will say, like, oh, sex is amazing. And I'm just like, you know, sure. I'll try it when I'm ready. And then most of the time I tried it, and it wasn't great. Like, I hate alcohol. Sex is not my thing. Weed is fine. Weed can do great stuff for me sometimes when I'm in a dark, heavy place. But, you know, even if everybody else says it's a great thing, it might not be a great thing for you. So I'm not gonna keep pushing it. But if I use MSG, I use MSG. I'm not trying to get the whole world on the MSG train. I'm just saying, you probably eat some stuff that's worse for you than MSG is. And people can either believe it or not. It's not my problem anymore. Obviously, I didn't grow up eating Accent, so I've seen it in stores. I actually didn't even grow up eating MSG. My parents never used it in their cooking. So it's kind of just like, you eat what you want. Am I putting chocolate cake into my tofu bean bowl? You sure? You sure are perceptive. Yes, I am. It's gonna be a salty, sweet mess. But that is all the cooking portion of today's live that I have for you. Mayhaps I take you to see Fred? Will that satisfy some of you Fred fans? Mallory, you're not alone. Weed also triggers Aaron's anxiety really bad. I don't know what Best Yet is. I've never even heard of that store. Aaron, have you heard of a grocery store chain called Best Yet?
Best yet.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Sarah, I just went to the farmer's market today, and it's like, I think it's, you spend $2 and you get $2 for a maximum of $10 matched. So every single transaction, if you spend 10, you get 10. Maybe it used to be more, I'm not sure. Have a good day, Effie. I feel like I assigned most of my mods during the period when I was stably going live every evening, and so I feel like a lot of the mods that offer to be a mod don't actually watch lives when it's 4 p.m. I've been doing these afternoon ones on the weekends because some abroad viewers always say they can't catch a live and they seem very sad, so I'm just like, all right, and we'll do a weekend early one. I've not used mayo in chocolate cake, but Lena did a chocolate cake video where she tested like 10 different variations and mayo was one of them, and I didn't love it. But she didn't use Kewpie, so. We do have an earlier bedtime now, but most of the time on weekdays I don't even have energy anymore to go live because on some of the more intense weeks where I shoot every day, which is probably going to be the one coming up, I just, 1, I have no time, 2, I have no energy, 3, I have no desire to cook anything. And so there used to be a time when I would put on lives where I would not cook a single thing, but then it got pretty boring for me. So I'm sure it was boring for you too. Have you tried beans in cakes? I mean, there's a lot of red bean stuff in East Asian desserts. Have I ever put beans in a cake? Yes. I believe we did like black bean brownies once. We also tried a white bean blondie at Delish. It tastes like bean paste. It tastes dense. So especially if you're going to use cooked beans in your cakes, the cooked beans have a lot of moisture in them. It's another matter if you take dried beans and you make flour out of it, then you have bean flour baked goods, which won't necessarily rise as fluffy as, you know, all-purpose flour-based cakes will, but at least it won't have that much moisture. But when you use cooked beans, there's a lot of moisture in there already. Kind of want a slice of this. Gotta finish this cake first. And then I will take you to Fred. I also don't love beet cakes, to be honest with you. Looks a bit monstrous, does it not? Oh yeah, there's a lot of oat bran in here. You can see the branniness. That's all the grainy pieces that you see there, those are bran pieces. Smells like a wet cake. Yeah, I mean, it's cooked in the microwave with a lot of fruit puree No actual all-purpose flour, no eggs. There's some oil in here. It's bound to be a little bit gloopy. It's more like a cake pudding than a cake. Bye, Latavia. Ooh, just got a piece of ginger. It's like it's rehydrated and crunchy and still very spicy. Am I a fan of applesauce and baked goods? If you're on a low-fat diet and you want to have some kind of butter substitute, applesauce and bananas work the best. I'm not a fan of applesauce and baked goods, but if you switch it out for like a third of the butter, it could work. But I do love eating applesauce just on its own. It's actually not that gloopy, guys. It's holding its shape very well. It's got a little bit of structure. Not bad. The oat bran gives it some sort of like a semolina texture. It's like really nicely, what did I say in the video? Granular, but not grainy. Same vibe here. Is what similar to apple compote? Applesauce? Applesauce is like full on mush. It's like watery mush if you buy it prepackaged. If you make it at home, you can cook off the moisture a little bit more until it's almost like apple butter or apple jam. But it's still got the fibrous graininess of broken down apples. Apple compote has pieces of apple. In my imagination, apple compote has pieces of apple that's mostly cooked, but sometimes there's a little crunchy in the center, surrounded by more saucy, sugary jamminess. Applesauce is pretty uniform in texture. Even if you wanted to maintain chunks in applesauce, after a certain point of cooking apples, they just start breaking down and they can't really retain their shapes anymore, so. Aaron, do you want a piece of nectarine blueberry cake?
Sure, I'll come over. Hello, everyone.
Give you a tiny piece.
I'm very tired, and I got enough sleep last night. I woke up and didn't do anything today, but I'm very tired.
Well, you did a lot yesterday. You did so much laundry and it was
I
very
don't think that's it.
frustrating.
I'm tired for no reason.
I'm also tired too.
We did a lot today, though.
Mm.
Oh, this is delicious.
Really?
I love the blueberry in it. Yeah.
Wow. Wasn't expecting you to say it's delicious.
It is really good.
Wow.
Yeah. I like how
There you have it.
texture. It's like soft and gooey, but also
Granulated.
granulated. Yeah.
It's oat bran.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks
Excellent
for eating.
work, Jake.
Laura's so nice.
I didn't have a sleepless night. I slept plenty. I got a full 8 hours at least. I'm just tired for no reason.
We still thank you for your condolences, Laura. Yeah, VL Melody, I mean, ugh, once you have a food memory that's tainted by medicine, you will never love it again. Still trying to figure out how to make granola sans oven. I wonder if you can do it in the microwave.
Google. Oh, microwave granola.
You can probably also do stovetop, but it's, if you have any sort of sugar in there, if you want like the big clunks and chunks of granola, I don't think stovetop would work. A general question about the US, is it true that your shops and everything is also open on Sunday? For the most part, yes. Some individual businesses choose not to, like Chick-fil-A, which is notoriously fundamentally Christian in beliefs. And I don't think they are open on Sundays, but for the most part, secular businesses are, yes. Very pleased with how it all turned out, guys. Who wants to see me chew chicken bones on alive? Remember when Fred was digging through the trash and I didn't understand why? Well, it was because Aaron had put chicken bones in there that I didn't see. And sometime before Fred got his dinner, I just heard Aaron shout from the kitchen, like, "Fred, no!" And I was like, what did he do? And it turned out he had flipped the entire trash can over and there was just like chicken bones everywhere. So I will not be putting these bones in the trash. I will be putting them back into this cardboard. And then I will take this cardboard out so that we do not have that incident again. Poor Fred. He probably doesn't understand why he can't have this. The triangle of cartilage on the breastbone is indeed my favorite piece of cartilage on the entire chicken. Bye, Selma. Delicious chicken, Aaron. What did we name him? Rufus again?
They're all Rufus.
We name all of our roast chickens Rufus, and we thank Rufus when we eat him. It is very rare. I feel like we get roast chicken like maybe once a year. I think Aaron got this on Friday, so it usually lasts us like 3 days when we have a roast chicken. Yeah, I bet Fred would love to have some teeth and some chicken bones. Wow, that's a juicy part. That's a juicy bone. Some stores don't make rent. Some stores do really horribly, even before the pandemic. The rate at which small businesses shutter in New York is devastating. Rent is so expensive. When I worked in a restaurant in the Flatiron part of Manhattan, it was a restaurant that I think seated 60 people maximum. And I think the monthly rent was $30,000. It's hard to make money in the restaurant industry, guys. I have not made fago before, Joy. But I do like eating it. Yeah, $30K a month. I know. I was surprised too. I only learned of the number after the restaurant shuttered. If any of you have been to Chelsea Market, a single stall space in there, because it's basically like a food mall of sorts, a single stall space, I think, goes for about $10,000 a month there. Like a stall space as big as my kitchen. That's how expensive commercial real estate in New York City is. It's pretty insane. Wow. That's a really shitty thing for Ontario to do. Yeah, the cost is insane, guys. I don't know how small businesses stay alive here. Aaron, this chicken is so good.
Nice.
I go through like, I think every month or every 6 weeks, I go through a phase where I'm just like, meat. I need it. So no, I am not vegetarian or vegan. But I think both Aaron and I aspire to be one.
When meat stops tasting good, I will.
I mean, if you cook meat shittily, it can taste bad.
I don't cook it shittily.
You don't cook it, period, though. I haven't tried any of the vegan cheeses. I saw some at Whole Foods, but I was just like, no, I don't want it. I think if I go vegan one day, I just have to stop trying to make things taste like non-vegan things, you know? But maybe you never get over that lingering longing. Sorry, I didn't think I would be eating this chicken here so long, but it's really entrancing me right now. Your husband can't stand you cleaning the bone? Interesting. I wonder why. Does it remind him too much of our animal instincts? Our violent nature? Our cruel, cruel cycle of life? I get it. I get it. It's always seen as uncouth, right? To like gnaw at bones in public at the dinner table. I'm just like, what are we trying to hide here? You're eating the animal. Just eat it. Just eat all of it. I've never watched Quang Tran on YouTube. Do you recommend? Should I? What's the content like? Is it food content? Guys, can I ask you what these nubbly bits are? They're like not quite meat. They're soft. They almost feel like liver. But I'm willing to bet they're not liver. Do you know what they are? They're always attached. Oh no. I don't think I can handle ASMR content. You thought my shirt was a person? It's okay. Sometimes I wake up at night and I'm hanging clothes around to dry them, and I also think that there's a person, and I give myself a heart attack. Is it really kidney? I'm not sure if it tastes like organ. I'm gonna save a few pieces of the chicken to give to Fred. It's towards the bone, so it's probably safe for him. No spices. But if you heavily disagree, let me know now. And then after I finish gnawing this bone, I will take you to him. Oh, Vietnamese cooking. Okay. I'm interested. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that raw food is best for cats. I just don't know if I can get high quality enough meats and fish. Although they don't recommend feeding cats raw fish because they can come with parasites. So there's that too. Ooh, vitamin check. Yes, thank you. I need to take it. That I do need to do. Oh, I'm so full. Yes, I hear canned tuna is really bad for cats. Do we know why? I've only given Fred canned tuna once, and that was when I had to do it for a video, and the moment I popped open that can, he magically appeared by my feet. His sense of smell is extremely good. His eyesight, not great. Yeah, Laura, we looked it up, making cat food, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't have time. I mean, let's be honest, most of us don't even have time to make food for ourselves 24/7. So that's part of the problem, though. Why are we all so busy? So busy we can't even feed ourselves. Fred, can I come give Fred some chicken?
Yeah, why would you need to?
Just warning you that I'm coming and invading your space. Fred. Hi, babes. Wow, sleepy boy. I don't think he's, I think he's very sleepy because I can definitely smell the chicken. I can see you, you're not muted. Straight into the voracious eating. Right on my bed, sweetheart. Jesus Christ, calm down, babe. Good job, bud. You finished it. Yay. Wow, that was intense. How was that, Fred? Did you enjoy it? Did you at least taste some of the chicken? Insane. Insane. Alright, y'all. Well, it's been a week, huh? I hope you're ready for another week. I hope it goes relatively smoothly. And if it doesn't, well, I recommend that you look at Fred some more. Eat some cake. Do whatever can make you happier, maybe not happy. Chicken and chin scratches? You lucky dog, you. You lucky dog.
He's a cat, too.
I call him Puppy sometimes. Fred, say bye. Say bye.